and sit down.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? It is a wonderful Monday morning. Is any Monday morning wonderful? It is a wonderful Monday morning if you're an LA Rams fan or a big-time Bengals fan. Bengals going to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1988. Good Lord, has hell frozen over? I think it has. And I got to be honest, I'm kind of glad the Rams are going because the last time the Bengals were in the Super Bowl was 1988, and they played the Niners. And I know it's been 34 years, but I don't want to see a repeat of that game. I want fresh blood. And Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the Rams, has been with a crap team for his whole career. That's right. I'm looking at you, Detroit Lions. And now he's with a good team. This could be his time. But now I'm torn. Do I want Matthew Stafford and the Rams to win the Super Bowl? The Rams have won Super Bowls before. Or do I want the underdog Bengals to win their first Super Bowl? I'm so glad I don't have a dog in this race. I can just watch the game on the edge of my seat like everybody else. Let's say hello to people in the chat. Apex Comics was here. This was yesterday at 2:30 p.m. Hello, Apex. Hope you can be here this morning. Pedro Ang in the house. Am I first? Do I get a no prize? You do get a no prize. Check your mailbox daily for that no prize. JP Roca, hello. Jeremy Burtz, good morning to you. SDA, good morning. Look at these four people. Exactly. Hello, everybody. The title of today's show is Finishes. And what are finishes, you ask? Well, it's when the penciler just does breakdowns. And breakdowns are looser pencils that all the storytelling there is there. The drawing is all there. But there's really no rendering and lighting and stuff like that. That's all up to the finisher to do, fill in black areas, or I should say spot black areas on the page, lighting, rendering, things like that. And I did that for 4 issues over Dan Jurgens. Let's add this to the stream. This is page 1 of Legion. The book was just Legion, not Legion of Superheroes. Legion 36. Dan and I actually did the last 4 issues of the book. So we did 35, 36, 37, and 38. And then I believe that was it. The book ended at 38, if I remember right. Marcus in the house. Hello. I'm going to try and get through this as I'm recovering a little bit. Last week, I was under the weather and still am a little beat. All right, so these are Dan's layouts. Let's see here. You can see once again all the storytelling's there. Dan is a very classical artist in regards to his drawing style. So it's all, it's all there. So, but it's my job to go in and, he did spot these large black areas like this framing device in the foreground here. He did that, but it's up to me. Like if you look at these little figures, there's not much going on. Right up in this corner here are these characters. So it's up to me to do a lot more details and stuff. Marcus asked, doesn't Jurgens usually do layouts? Yes, I believe he does. I don't think Dan does full pencils anymore. Good morning, Andy and everyone. Stuff of Legends, thanks for sharing. Anderson Garcia, good morning to you. Anderson, I see you're on Facebook. Please head over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And if you already have, then watch it anywhere you want. So let's do this. So on the left are his layouts. On the right are my finishes. As the finisher, I can redraw stuff if I want. In fact, the editor said, he goes, Andy, you can treat this stuff as with as big a broad brush, I guess you could say, as you want, and do what you want. And that's kind of what I did. So if we zoom in on some of this stuff, you can kind of see the changes and stuff that I did to it. Not only did I obviously go in and do rendering the way I think it should be done, I redid the way some of the wrinkles are done, even the outline of the jacket and stuff. When this job was said and done, it really did look more like a Andy Smith job, pencils and inks, than Dan. It's Dan's storytelling, but the rest is mine. Even in like this third panel with this hand here, if the editor said, nope, treat these like full pencils, I wouldn't have redrawn the fingers and stuff, but he said, feel free to go in and do what you want. So I did. I took that to heart. This last panel was kind of fun. This little panel down here. I think yep, I blew this. So like right here, you can see on the lower right-hand corner, these dudes that are standing on this balcony. If you look at the size of these figures, they're not that much bigger than these figures right here. And they should be bigger, perspective-wise. So after I inked it, I actually blew up just the balcony, enlarged it to make it bigger, because I thought the figures were too small and it didn't have the proper depth that it needed. Let's go to the next page. Oh, big 2-page spread. This was quite fun to tackle. You can see all the stuff Dan put in here. Like I said, it's all there, but, and once again, as the breakdown artist, he spotted the blacks where the costumes were black. So because I'm not that familiar with these characters, so now I know, oh, she's wearing a black dress, he's got a black outfit on, so on and so forth. But when it came to anything else, like even the smoke back here, I added blacks into the smoke. and different things like that. Let's enlarge this a little bit. The most fun I had with this was playing with the figure work, basically using Dan's poses as just indications, and then my going in and deciding if I want to redraw stuff or whatnot. So you can see on this guy, whose name I don't know, I redrew this hand because Dan actually gave him 2 left hands. See that? Dan's going to town super fast, but he drew the guy with 2 left hands. And he might be elastic and be able to stretch all around himself and such, but can't have 2 left hands. So I took it upon myself to redraw that one. I think I must have had some reference for details because I gave him these gauntlets here. I'm assuming I had reference for that. This guy's all creepy in shadow. She's like, oh no, what's wrong? What is ever so wrong? Exactly. SDA's got to, oops. You got to get a monthly book out or a book out. Sometimes you draw somebody with 2 left hands. It's just the way it goes. Now, trust me, I did penciling on this stuff. I didn't just do this right with ink. Oh no, I'm not that good. I had to take out a pencil and do some drawing. What's up, Geek Avenger? Hail or hi to you as well. See the crowd in the background here. I worked up some. You got this girl knocked out back here. She's like, oh, I'm all passed out. So yeah, this was let's go over to the foreground here. I think this is the mare that was taken out. Oh, the crashed ships and stuff. She's holding a ship. I think she saved this ship. Little people coming out of it and stuff. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, these guys were fun to do as well. Had a good time doing these jackets. Doing these black jackets was fun. You can see Dan just kind of indicated, he didn't really indicate wrinkles much, so I went in and added some more wrinkle texture and stuff to the jackets. Geek Avengers showing the inking. Squeaky's learning how to do that. There are very few books on it. It looks great. Thank you. Inking is a lost art. A lot of people ink their own stuff these days. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you can be the judge. I don't think everybody should be able to ink their own stuff because not everybody's that great at it. I love these backgrounds that Dan does. I mean, his perspective, these little people here, just really great stuff. Dan is just great professional here. Ultimate professional. And then we get down into the foreground. She's like, oh no, what happened? I must save the mare. Oh, the poor mare. Let's move on. Oh, that's the big page too. Here we go. This is really weird. I wonder where this is just strange because I haven't looked at this in a long time, but I'm wondering where my TIFF files are for inks. What was that? Oh, that's nothing. So here's a good example in this first panel. Ooh, too big. In this first panel, I want to push the depth that much more. And I thought that Dan could have pushed this depth more with this dude's head larger in the foreground to really push the depth. So I blew up on it. I didn't break the border like Dan did. I think this cropping looks cooler. It just makes you feel like you're really right there, pulled in tight with these two characters. I had a great time drawing the wrinkles in these jackets and stuff. The Art of Comic Book Inking by Gary Martin is a very good book. I suggest I have it. Shocking. What's up, Dr. Masks? And then we got these guys running here. It's like, oh, I'm going to get on it. I redrew this guy's arm because I didn't like the way the arm came down here and then his hand kind of intersected back here with, it just created a bad tangent with his arm coming down and his forearm going right where this dude's fist is. So I want to make a cleaner silhouette. So by doing that, I just pulled his arm out, and that pulls a nice cleaner silhouette for this guy. Here in this panel. Oh, Geek, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I feel that Andy's good at walking us noobs through the process. You're not a noob. Stop it. I like teaching. I like talking about the process. So here he's leaning into the panel, looking in. I want to kind of frame these guys up better with a lot of shadow and such. So you can see that I put this guy, the side of his face, more into shadow right here. And when I was doing this stuff, this is not like 100%, but most of this is inked with a brush. So doing a nice feathering and stuff. So he's looking into the characters here. She's like, oh no. Like I said, I believe I was using reference for these characters. So that's why some of the hairstyles might have changed and such on them. He's like, but we've got to help these people. Look at these people. We've got to help these people. So, just adding lighting and stuff, just, playing around, having fun with this stuff. Just looking through, see what I can comment on. I added a little more people as it goes back into the background here. Oh, here's another example where I move the camera more. These two heads, this head right here and her head are almost the same size. And I like to really move the camera in and out because once again, in comic books, there is no real movement. We're just looking at 44 numbskull in the house. There's no movement in comic books except for how the artist moves the camera. So one way to do that is to push the camera in and pull the camera out. So with this head here and this head being close to the same size, I didn't really think there was a good sense of movement. And she didn't need to be holding this and stuff. That's not important. We already know that from the panel up here. So I thought, pull in for a nice tight close-up. So you really get the sense of camera movement right there. Zing. And then we pull the camera back for that nice vignette, no panel border. I put just a nice graphic shape back there for the fun of it and stuff. And he's like, I've got her. I'm the hero of this story. Don't you worry. That's a very good question. Dr. Mask's Retro Elixir says, do inkers usually get paid more to ink breakdowns than pencils? Yes, they do. It's I don't remember it's been so long. I don't remember the rate difference. This has been over 10 years. But yes, a finishing artist does get paid more. And the breakdown artist gets paid less. So great question. All these pages were fun. Let's see. We've got this big panel here, this deep vertical, the crowd. This is where Dan just blows my mind is, crowd scenes like this. They don't intimidate me as a penciler, but I just feel they're going to take me a long time to draw. Oh, that's right. Mike Barron's going to be on Fox and Friends in 25 minutes. That's right. I got to record that. Hold on. I've got to record that. Give me 1 second here. I love technology. I can record right from my phone. So let me do that. As soon as the phone loads up. Man, thank you for that reminder. Let's see. Don't want to miss it. This is what you tune in for, to watch a guy. Let's see. All right. Hopefully it's recording. All right. Got that set to record. Thanks for that. Do you draw the panels first, then draw what's inside, or do you draw the pan? No, I do a Charlie Lee. Good question. I do a thumbnail, and the thumbnail does the panel breakdowns, and then after I do the panel shapes, I draw what's inside the panels. Now back to this first panel. Dan is just so good. I know he traces his stuff off, so he does a rough on a scrap sheet of paper and puts it on a light box. And that's why this stuff is so clean. But still, like I said, panels like this deep one here with this crowd, I would just probably I don't know. This panel would take me all day, it feels like, to draw with all those people and stuff. Whereas this whole page probably took Dan, 4 or 5 hours to draw. What? Why would I want to get my channel struck? You should stream Snipe Barrel on Fox. You can get your... No, I don't want to do that. Anyhow, but this was a fun panel to go in and add the personality to all these faces and stuff that Dan did. This was fun. I thought it turned out rather well. And of course, you've got the dude here, and he's like, what? Leave me alone. I'm trying to help people. Don't you understand? So you can see how I had to go in and just tighten up some of the drawing and add different rendering and stuff. And then certain things I stick to, like Dan put this guy's face in shadow here, and I was like, that's good. So I kept it. I was like, yes, his face will be in shadow. So I stuck with that. Okay, so Dan did it again. He drew this dude with the wrong hand. Yeah, I know I'm not losing my mind. Dan did it again here. He drew the wrong hand on this guy. So once again, I went and redrew the hand so he didn't have two left hands. And it's funny because like I'm almost gaslighting myself because I'm looking at it because it's been so long and I'm going, wait a second, did Dan do it right? And did I do it wrong? TC says, did I say what issue this is from? This is from Legion number 36. Legion 36. Yes, he's issue 30. So anyhow, yes, there we have the wrong hand again. And I remember when I got this going, I don't want to redraw a hand and be wrong. So I kind of did, it's looking at the camera, it's this hand, and he's basically wrapping it around, but he's pulling his arm up. So I remember doing this to myself. And if you look, the thumb goes in, and you can see right here, Dan did thumb out. So it's the wrong hand. So yep, I redrew it to make it right. And this guy's, no, this is the Shawshank redemption pose, as I like to say. I don't know why I didn't draw the white stripe on the outline of his pants right here. I either looked at the reference, and in the reference, I saw that he had full black pants with no stripe on the side, or I totally effed it up and just forgot to do it. I'm going to go with he does not have a white stripe like that on the side and say I didn't F it up. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Here's another one where I moved the camera some. Let's see. So I thought if you look, and the editor said I could do whatever I want. So I said, okay. So, first panel, pretty standard. Like in any good movie, you've got to slap a person out of their shock. So she's like, snap out of it. AJ in the house made it. Hail First Maniacs. Hail AJ. So she slaps him. She's like, I got to slap this guy out of it. Slap. You can tell I did some lighting on his face and stuff. There, I thought that would be cool to add some lighting and whatnot. And he's like, oh, thank you. Oh, God, thank you for snapping me out of it. I don't know what I was thinking. And then she smacks him again. She's like, don't you talk back to me. Who knew this book was S&M goodness? She's like, smack, whack, smacks him again. Damn. Just not cool. And then she grabs him real tight. And you can see big time here where I went in and did a lot of redrawing on this face here. He's petrified. He's like, no. The hair was pretty fun to play with and ink. His facial expression was, of course. But here's the big change. So we go from this panel where she's grabbing his head, and then Dan, he pulled the camera in. This is Brainiac, I think. He pulls the camera in, but he just didn't pull it in super tight. Like it just didn't feel that dramatic to me how he pulled the camera in. So I decided, you know what? We're going to go in real tight because we know that we're going into his mind or something. So I thought, let's really pull that camera in tight to his eyeball. Dun, dun, dun. So you're like, whoa, look at that. Camera's yanked in there super tight. Dan, what is Dan drawing these days? Tabitha Miller, hello. He's doing some X-Men Legends work over at Marvel. His first issue came out 2 weeks ago. So that's what he's doing. JP says, act like a bitch. You get treated like a bitch. Exactly. So I pulled the camera in a lot tighter here. I really think you get that sense of movement of the camera going from that medium close-up to the extreme close-up. And then the last panel, to really give him this sense of isolation, Dan had him at the bottom, which is fine, but almost centered at the bottom in between the panel borders. And, I try to follow the rule of thirds. So I made him a lot smaller and off-centered him. And I think by doing that, you really get a sense of loneliness now. He's like, whoa, where am I? So that's why I did that. Just want to look at some rendering here. He said this is a mixture of pen and brush I was inking with at the time. Let's turn the page. Oh, I loved, one of the things I loved was playing with the lady shots that Dan did. Like I said, I like Dan's art. It's very classical, kind of old school, fun. Geek Avenger says, I like how you uncentered it. Rule third, yep. Oh, AJ says, is Dan writing the X book? No, I think Fabian is. When you make your drawing book, show how to make camera angles like this in a panel. I will do that. Andy, when you had other guys inking you, did you worry about the job they would do, or did you just say it's out of my hands? I always worried about the job they would do. I'm super OCD, and my pencils, even though they're not so tight, I mean, my work has been printed from my pencils before, but I do pencil pretty tight. So I would always worry about it. And it would also depend on who the inker is. When Art inked me on a couple jobs, I never worried about it because I knew it was Art and I didn't have to worry about it. Keely Chow, what's up? What's going on with you? So anyhow, first panel here. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Pull that back just a tad bit. One of the fun things, I love the way Dan does backgrounds. I love these buildings that he does. Just playing with the different shapes and such. But here, for instance, I thought these people right here flying were just too close to her head. So, and it just didn't have enough distance. So I made them smaller and pulled them away from her face to give them more distance flying away. Tabitha says, I so miss the days of Superman where we got lots of Dan, Brett, Jerry. Those were like some of the heydays of Superman, if you ask me. Okay, so anyhow, and then I went in and you can see I took some of the like he had the black on the wall right here, and then he had black on the side of these buildings and stuff, and I just didn't like it, so I took that out. I redrew this figure a little bit, and once again, if these were full pencils, or if the editor said just ink what's there, we like what Dan did, just ink what's there, I wouldn't have done this redrawing stuff. But like here, she's talking, so instead of making a fist down by her side, I brought her arm up, gave her hand a little expression here, she's talking and stuff, just little things. Once again, I pulled the camera in tighter on her face in the foreground because I thought it would just be more dramatic and just play with the shapes better of the larger head with the smaller one back there. Got her running off. I'm not a finisher that adds tons of black to stuff. I mean, I did add some lighting and stuff, but not a ton. AJ says, do you pencil a lot more loosely when you have a heavy-handed inker? I've never had that many heavy-handed inkers, and no, I don't. I pencil the same regardless. of who's inking it. Brainiac's all pouty. I'm so pouty. Boo-hoo. This was fun doing this, just a little bit of lighting and stuff on them. Dan indicated strong lighting for specific mood and atmosphere, so I carried that through here. And then we get to the prison, because there's a prison break, yo. Tabitha says, has Klaus ever inked me? Yes, he has. He inked me on a cover of Blade. In fact, because you asked, I will find it real quick. Oh, look, it's First Man. Hey, if you haven't backed First Man yet, please go do it. That's not what I'm looking for. Here it is. Let's see. I don't know how big this is going to be. He inked this over me. This was the only time Klaus Janson has ever inked me. And I still own this piece of original art because it's freaking Klaus Janson. How many times are you going to get Klaus Janson to ink you in your career? And if you watched my show and listened to me, I don't sell my stuff anyhow. So that's another reason I kept it, and it's a cover. But yeah, so Klaus inked this over me. Quite a fun thing to have Klaus ink you, and he did a great job. So yeah, so there you go. And back to First Man, commercial break. First Man Learning Curve, my book, in demand, working on it daily. 64-page, no BS superhero graphic novel, bringing the fun back to superheroes. If you haven't backed this yet, please check it out. The link is pinned to the top of the chat and in the description below the video on YouTube. So please go back this now if you haven't yet. 64 pages, 2 backers away from 620 backers. So you can help me get it there. There's still some art rewards you can get. You can get the Superman vs. Hulk sketch cover. I did my version of Christopher Reeves fighting the Lou Ferrigno Hulk. Somebody picked up the White Queen sketch cover. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody who has backed the book. The parody ad is back, of course. You can get a head sketch or a figure sketch. So many different things to choose from. You can become a character in the book. So there you go. All right, let's get back to the fun stuff of showing this. So anyhow, yes, it's a prison break. This dude's laid out on the floor. He's like, "Whoa, I got my butt kicked." Did he? Let's find out what's going on with this guy. Turn the page. Pull the camera back. Let's see. Let me got some destruction in the first panel here. Nothing like drawing a little destruction. Guy like that. Stuff just falling. This is like a chair that Dan did and stuff. Not much to really have to do on this panel except just play with it and have fun. You can see Dan indicated. Dan's breakdowns, by the way, are tighter than a lot of other people's breakdowns. My breakdowns, I'd say, are just about as tight as this. Then we got this dude looking over at her. I thought it'd be cool to put his face in shadow. He's like, ooh, he's a bad, bad man. He's a bad man, Bajamba. He's going to step on that poor girl's face. I don't even know what's on the side of her face. It looks gross, but he's like, I'm going to step on your face. No, don't step on the face. Little tight close-up. I'm just looking back and forth. I might have pulled the camera in a little tighter. No, I didn't. It's just the way I drew it. Did not pull the camera in tighter there. Dr. Mass, I've seen breakdowns that are barely there. Oh, trust me, so have I. So yes, we got the bad dude looking on. He's like, what's going on? And then Dan drew this guy in heavy lighting here, but I thought it would work great as a silhouette with no panel border around it. Dan drew a panel border. I thought a vignette would look nice. A vignette. And in here we do, Dan did some hard lighting on this guy's face right here. So I was like, you know what? I kind of dig that. I think I'll stick with that lighting. So I did. I stuck with the lighting that Dan did. I've got different inking techniques here. I've got some brush work fading down right here on his forehead. That's brush work. However, this fade right here is pen. This fade coming out of his cheek right here is also pen. This is brush work right here. This is brush work. This might be brush and pen. So just a bunch of different things playing around. I will say I do like the way this is totally a mistake on my part. I like the way Dan gave this guy this more bulbous nose right here. And I kind of lost that. So that's that's my bad. And then the dude coming out here. I'm not a fan of just throwing down, like, Dan did the blacks up in here, which I did. He did this black shape right here, which I did. But then Dan does this weird just black shape on this door that just didn't make sense to me. It just didn't ring like it should be there. It looked weird and out of place. So I did not draw that black shape on the door. And I think it works out fine that you don't have it right there. And then we got the guy creeping. Of course, I want to draw this guy bigger because I'm like, man, this is supposed to be a big dude. This is supposed to be a big dude doing this jailbreak. 44 Numbskull says, number 2 pure stable brush. Yes, I use a Raphael Kalinsky. I know some people prefer Winsor Newton brushes, but I use the Raphael Kalinsky size number. I actually use a number 3, and it's the brand 8404. So on the side of the brush, it has a brand. So it's Raphael Kalinsky 8404. And then I use a number 3, but I used to use a number 2. So anyhow, so here, I did the ceiling. He's got the ceiling black, but I didn't like it just flat black. I want to indicate perspective. So I put some lights up in the ceiling there to indicate some type of perspective to draw the eye in. I put some more stuff on the back wall, some of these lines. I did this fade on the back wall with the gray just to separate it from the floor. And then, like I said, you're very welcome. Like I said, I wanted to beef this guy up. So I beefed him up some. And a lot of this stuff, I would flip the page onto the back on a light box, and I would do it. Excuse me, my eyes are itchy. I would do the redrawing on the back and then flip it over and do it on the front. And I'm thinking the reference that they sent me, she had a baggier type shirt. So that's why I added the wrinkles like I did to her and stuff. That's what I'm thinking. And then, of course, add the shadow of this dude's head down and stuff. So different stuff. Oh, yeah, this was a fun one. So we got, I don't know who this is. But, he's talking. And I'm one of those artists that when I draw somebody talking, I like to have their mouth open in some type of position. I've seen lots of artists, don't get me wrong, that they draw beautifully, but a lot of times when they draw people talking, their mouth is shut. And I don't know, it just drives me crazy. So, once again, if this was full pencils, I never would have done this, but it was breakdowns. So I drew them talking. They must have sent me reference because I wouldn't have just done his hairstyle totally different than what Dan did. So I'm thinking they sent me reference. So I redid his hairstyle. I like these dudes in the back. They're kind of Judge Dreddish to me. So it was fun making them kind of that way, doing the slick leather on their outfits and stuff. I didn't add much. I did add some blacks to the ceiling, just to spot some blacks up in the ceiling around the lights and stuff. Oh, I bought brushes from the Kubert School. I buy lots of stuff from the Kubert School. Do artists avoid Legion titles? Some love drawing, some George Perez love drawing group books, and then some, no, not at all. I don't like drawing group books because I'm slow enough as it is. So yes, this first panel is really fun. Drawing this guy, doing the wrinkles and stuff. And then, like I said, doing these Judge Dredd type characters back here was fun with the wrinkles on their costumes or their uniforms and such. And back here in these doorways, I added some cross hatching just so you knew it was a different room as well. But then we got the big panel. Dun 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 dun. Of them facing off. Yep, here we go. So you can see, the one guy here, the main guy from the prison break, I beefed him up some just to keep it consistent. So I definitely beefed him up. Everybody else, I pretty much just stuck to what Dan did. But you can see the difference in the crowd. Once again, a crowd like this would kind of freak me out some because of just drawing all these people and stuff. But Dan just makes it look so effortless. Dan makes everything look so effortless, and I just went in and had a lot of fun adding some rendering and texture to these guys and spotting some blacks here and there in the hair and stuff like that. And then, of course, we get the tight close-up of one of the guards, and you got the scared guard in the background. And here, I stuck to Dan's lighting. Dan did a specific type of lighting on this guy, and I was like, that's cool. I can make that work. It really just highlights the front of his face. So that's what I went with. Hey, Andy, just so you know, a hostess with the mostest is female. A host with the most is male. Okay. I'm a host with the most. I know what you're talking about, too. My book looks where I say I'm the hostess with the mostest. I don't know. I kind of like the way it sounds, though. Just saying. Dang, I'd love to see Andy on a Judge Dredd story. I've only done a couple Judge Dredd sketches. So. Oh, let's see. We're getting through the story. What page are we? Page 10. Holy crap. I got to speed this up some. I'll just talk about certain panels. This panel was fun right here where Dan pulls the camera back. We get the nice 3 full figures. That was fun to do, fun to play with. I don't know who the devil girl is, but she was obviously fun to draw with her little tail and such. I think this chick is Dreamer right here with the star on her cheek. This was just really this was a fun job. Now that I look back on it, it's been so long since I've looked at this job. Did I pull the camera in some? Nope. Same distance. That's right. Maybe I am a hostess with the mostest. I haven't looked at my pronouns in a while. I need to go back and look at my pronouns and see what I say. Maybe I am a hostess with the mostest. I haven't checked in. I got to look at my driver's license and see what my pronouns are. This was a really fun page. Start off with a longer shot of Earth and I guess the Legion headquarters, whatever. Not sure what you call it, but this was fun. And then we go inside, and I played with doing some reflection on the glass. Back here, so you can see the stars through the glass, but then I took some white out just to kind of streak some reflection on it. Once again, Dan just really hitting it out of the park with the way he does his tech stuff. Looks great. I want to throw some more of it into shadow, so I picked the side and said everything on that side will be black. This guy here, I don't know who the character is, but I want to give him some nice lighting. Bronze Age Legion superhero books were better than the Sears catalog when I was a kid. Love those old Grell and Giffen costumes. Dude, Dave Cockrum designed a lot of great costumes as well. Let's not forget Dave now. Dave Cockrum's Legion stuff is really nice, and I think he inked a bunch of that himself. So this is fun, adding this side lighting to this guy. Definitely fun to do. And in here, Dan did a little reflected light, but I was like, let's just really chuck that light, chuck him into shadow, because Dan did this hard shadow of him right here on this wall. So I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. But if we're going to do that, let's really put this dude in some shadow. I love this character. Don't remember his name. This is I don't know why I redrew this guy here. Man, now I got to really think about it. Why did I redraw the Devil Flyer in the house? Hello, hail, Devil Flyer. I'm trying to remember why I drew this guy here and not this guy, because the editor might have told me to do this. So that could be why. And then just to make it more interesting design-wise, I said, you know what? I think I'll pop them out of the panel border and stuff. This guy would have been fun to do, but I'm thinking the editor told me. And then you can see Dan drew these guys open. And I thought, you know what would be cooler if they're all in silhouette? So I drew them all in silhouette. I thought that would be cooler here. And then, yeah, I'm assuming the editor said to do this with this guy. So, of course, you know, I did some nice lighting on him. Really dig the way his face and neck came out. And then just the lighting overall in general on this guy, I thought turned out really well. Let's do this. Hyper Potato says, did you ever complete your Atari 4 set, mini comics, regular series, and special? I did not. I have not completed it yet. I Swallow Come says, you just made me read that out loud. Damn you. Hopefully nobody caught that, Ice. Andy, I got your Drawing Dynamic Comics. I loved it. It's been really helpful. Wish you had tutorials on hair. So do I. I wish I had tutorials on hair as well. Um, well, you never know. Maybe I'll expand that book. So now I got a little graphic here, a little cross hatching with the whiteout for stars blending down. So I have not looked at this stuff in a long time. I really dig the way I did the lighting on this guy. I thought it came out really well. So I'm just indulging myself by looking. I like how the light comes in, and then there's reflected light popping on his jaw, and then this dude has kind of a doughy neck, so you don't get much of lighting, or you don't get a lot of detail on his neck. Justin Ward, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and this is inked mostly with brush as well, right here. Oh, this was the first one. Here it is. Okay, I answered my own question. All I've got to do is keep going. So apparently this is how I originally inked the page, and I thought this guy was cool, but I thought, let's add more depth to that panel and give it a nice graphic design as well. So I did. I blew this guy up out of the panel and did him right here, big. But then the editor must have emailed me or called me or something and said, "Hey man, let's make that guy down there this dude with the hat." So there you go. How could he skip Atari? If you love Garcia Lopez, you don't skip Atari Force. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. So yeah, so as much as I like this, the editor must have said, ixnay it and do that other guy. So I was like, okay. So that's why this guy is now gone. And the other guy is there. So there you have it. One of life's little mysteries solved. Oh, this was a fun page. This was such a fun page because I got to draw a big figure of a chick. Oh, let's look at this. Once again, Dan opens the page with a great splash panel. This is what Dan's great at. Dan's storytelling is solid. It's exciting. So Dan opens the page with this great tilted camera angle upshot. I went in and had fun playing with it. You can see I added these blacks right up in here in these spaces. And then the bottom of whatever this thing is, the bottom of this ledge they're standing on, I put in solid black as well. And then you can see I had a lot of fun with this female figure right here. And I'll be honest, so like, Kevin Nolan has inked Dan Jurgens a lot. And when you look at what Kevin's done over Dan, you can tell Kevin has done Kevin. Kevin does a lot when he inks people in terms of redrawing stuff, and he Nolanizes it. I remember the editor telling me, don't be shy with the stuff you're doing. If you want to, quote unquote, Kevin Nolan it, feel free. So as soon as the editor gave me the green light to basically do whatever I want redrawing wise as well, I was like, oh snap, you tell me that, I will. So like, I saw this figure and I was like, I'm going to make it more of an Andy Smith figure. So like the leg, the way the foot is, I changed. Yeah, I definitely did that to this figure. Gave her a little more of a chesty chest, if you will. That's right, Superman Aliens. Yeah, I had real fun with the hair, as you can tell. All that stuff. These guys in the background, putting on their suits and stuff. Once again, real fun with these wrinkles. Then we come over to this panel, And Dan did kind of indicate some black on the back side of this guy. So I was like, well, hell yeah, let's do it, Dan. So I totally did black on the back of this guy's outfit here. I thought that would just be so much cooler to do. So yeah, so I went in, did some fun lighting on the back of this dude and stuff. Oh, I forgot this cat. Oh, I think this guy has. Oops. I totally forgot to ink this hand. I forgot. I think this character has 3 arms. And this just goes to my lack of knowledge about this is this character, I believe, has 3 arms. So Dan was in the right with putting this hand here. But I think when I saw it, I think when I saw this, I thought Dan made a mistake and I took out that fist. So that's my bad. Oopsie. And of course, we got this dude. This dude's always fun to do. Right here. This face was so much fun to do, playing with the lighting. Like we didn't know Andy would accentuate the chest. Goes without saying. Of course. Meow, chicka, wow, wow. And that's right. Hit like and subscribe, Penumbros. Also, go buy me a brewski to help soothe my raspy voice. If you've already backed First Man and you just want to show me some more love, you can pop $10 and buy me a beer. I don't buy cheap beer, so. So yeah, we got this dude here putting on his jetpack. This was fun. Just look at the difference. I kind of stuck to Dan's lighting. You know, Dan did a little more lighting here, so I kind of stuck with it, with what I did. Fun stuff. This was another fun one. Doing the hospital. I wanted to make it darker and more foreboding. 40 ounce. That's right. That's right. I will get a 40-ounce malt liquor. You know it. So anyhow, I want to make this hospital a little darker, a little more foreboding. So I said, well, let's just let's blacken up, shadow up some of this. So that's what I did. Went in and just picked the side and was like, all right, let's do this in black. You pull these little white lines like that here and here, so things pop off. You can see it right here as well. That helps pop the edges off some. And of course, these guys, oh no, I've got to help these guys. So that was fun. And we cut inside the hospital where it's supposed to be dark. So this was fun doing the blacks up in here on the door frames and stuff, throwing these guys in silhouette. I like the little cross hatching around the torch. Dan just does great sci-fi looking stuff, I gotta say. Got this. This is the wrinkles in these sheets was fun. Yep, that was fun stuff. It's like, don't worry, we'll fix you right up. And then Dan did black all back here, and I just didn't want to do that because of the amount of black I did, you know, with her hair and on this guy's coat. I didn't want to do the background black as well, so I did not. Shouldn't it be silhouette? The light is behind them. The torch should light them up, okay, from that angle. Well, there's things called, in comics, you can do theatrical lighting and such. And part of that is deciding where you want to do the blacks and stuff. And sometimes when you spot blacks, you do it in more of a graphic sense to lead the eye around. And that's kind of what I was doing with some of this stuff. Is this collected in a trade paperback anywhere? It is not in a trade paperback, sorry to say. But I did forget, I did like the lighting I added to the woman holding the torch. Since she's right there with it, I thought it would be cool to hit her with some nice lighting and rim light and stuff as well. So I thought that would be fun to do. And then just a nice tight close-up of her. I thought it would be cooler once again to pull the camera in tighter. So I pulled the camera in tighter on this woman for more dramatic effect. And then the old close-up of the hands grasping. Back to the prison break, prison break, prison break, 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 prison break. They're up on this floating prison, which I believe is about to fall out of the sky. Once again, I love the way Dan does these buildings and stuff. So, just so cool. So very cool for, futuristic stuff. He's just so good at it. So, not much to have to really deal with there. Just kind of stick to what Dan did. The old prison we cut inside. You get this nice big panel here. I blew up this girl's head in the foreground to really push the depth more of foreground, middle ground, background. So, and by doing that, I want to show his other hand. So I redrew the forearm coming up so we could see his hand. But she's really in the foreground more, scared. She's like, oh no, what's happening? No, no, no. This guy left the size he is. I really like these Judge Dredd type guys that Dan did. That was just fun. And of course, I think this is the Karate. Is it Karate Kid? It's not Karate Kid. I don't know if it is Karate Kid. Take it easy, AJ. Have a great day. Hope your mail shows up today. So he's like, what's going on? And you got all the bad guys back here. Of course, I beefed this dude up. Got to keep the proportion the same on the bad guy. He's got scars and stuff. Kept Dan's angle here. Pretty much kept the lighting Dan did as well. So this was fun. I enjoy like the little bit of cross hatching I did here on his mouth and stuff. This is all mostly brush. And then we get this guy. He's pissed off. Stuck with Dan's lighting on this dude's face back here. Just added some lighting to Karate Kid here. But yeah, stuck with the lighting right there. I like the lighting Dan did on this dude's face. He looks a little too worried back here. A little too scared. So I want to toughen him up a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's a prison break and all that stuff. But come on, man. You shouldn't be super scared. So did that. Got some nice lighting bouncing in. So this is what a finisher does. They go in, they finish, they add a little bit of their own 2 cents to the artwork. Oh, big shot. Let's see how this turned out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Once again, this is what Dan's great. Dan does great money shots. This is a great money shot here of the karate boy kicking the bad guy in the face. Didn't really have to add much to the backgrounds. I believe from the reference, like I said, this guy has wrinkles in his costume, so I added some wrinkles here. It was fun doing these wrinkles on his skirty skirt. However, here's another time. I think I might have messed this up, but I'm not sure. So you can see here, Dan has this coming down, this line of the guy's skirt type thing, whatever you want to call it. And it cuts up and goes around, whereas I drew it like it goes all the way around. Now, either A, I had reference that showed that it was like a full type skirt type thing that goes all the way around, or B, I messed up and didn't realize that it has a slit on the sides so his legs can pop like that. So I might have messed this up. And if I did, apologies to Legion fans, because I very well might have messed this up. This might have been a slit, and I totally screwed it up. Either way, I like the way I did the wrinkles. I think the wrinkles came out nice. So whatever, looks good. And, it went through, so maybe I didn't screw it up. Here you got this dude in the foreground. Dan indicated some heavy blacks back here on his back, so I thought I should carry them through to the back of his head as well. So that's what I did, and I wanted to pop his ear out right here. So I did some reflected light. This is all brushwork. I did some reflected light bouncing on the bottom of his earlobe to pop it off right there. I really enjoyed doing this brushwork on this stuff. Oops, excuse me. I need to let my wife know something. But once again, I beefed this guy up because he's supposed to be a beefy dude getting kicked in the face. So that was fun. And just adding some of the wrinkles and stuff. And of course, we get another punching shot here. Throat punch. Man, what is that all about? Dan does some great layouts. This was really fun. Oh, yeah, I totally screwed this up. I didn't know you'd be Shane Davis's first man, Andy. Huh? You got to clear that up. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, have a good day at work. From Drunk Stream. Oh, I didn't see it. Anyhow, what was I going to say? There was something I was going to allude to here. Yep, I screwed this up. So apparently, this dude's costume is not a skirt that goes all the way around. It is slit on each side, so it just comes down in the front like an apron and in the back. And like a dumbass, I drew it going all the way around. But once again, it's been 10, 12 years. I got about 10 minutes. So either I got reference that showed this dude's wearing a skirt, and that's why I did that, or I totally just redrew it as him wearing like a skirt like this and messed it up because Dan did it the right way. So, oopsie. Oopsie doopsie. All right, let's just buzz through this, see what we're looking at for the rest of the book, because my wife contacted me and I need to get inside because it is take my daughter to work day, as in she has to go to work and I got to drive her. That was a gay joke. I get it. What's up, Nicotronus? Good morning to you as well. Dude, Dan is so good at layouts. If you just want to look at dynamic layouts and great solid storytelling, Dan Jurgens stuff, man. He's great at that stuff. So, go back. We'll just key on a few things here. This panel was quite hectic. The fight going on. Oh, yeah, Dan totally drew it right. I don't know. I don't think I would have taken liberties to just go, I don't care what Dan did. I'm giving this guy a skirt. I'm thinking they sent me reference and he wears a full skirt and I did it the right way. But who knows? I could be wrong. I don't know, though. I'm pretty anal retentive about that stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. But I want to show you this last panel. Dan, well, in the second last panel, Dan did rim lighting on this guy. And I was like, no way. We don't need no rim lighting. We just need a solid black shape. So that's what I did. But I stuck with Dan's lighting on this guy because I just thought it was so cool. Half face like that. So, I mean, I redrew some stuff. But overall, I thought it was cool. I did some rendering with a pen. So this rendering wasn't done with the brush. This was done more with the pen. So I was just playing around, bouncing back and forth between the tools and all that stuff. Just focus on this bottom panel right here. Dan's got the guy running away. I thought it was cool, but I thought it could be cooler if he was breaking the panel borders. So as you can see, I made this guy bigger, breaking the panel borders, make it a little more dynamic. So that's what I did there. Thought that was cool. Really enjoyed the way I did the jacket on this guy. The black jacket and stuff. I thought that turned out well. And she's like, oh no. And of course I gave her bigger boobages and cleavagers because that's what I do. That is what I do. I don't know what page number this is, but I got a big chick right here. Let's see what I did. I didn't change much. I gave her the rim lighting. Dan gave her some rim lighting here. So I stuck with the rim lighting he gave her. Yep, I stuck with that rim lighting. Did do some redraws on the woman here and on her as well. I did some redraws. Definitely redrew the face. This dude flying was cool. I just had so much fun with these black jackets. Once I got into a rhythm of how I was going to do the shines and the black on these jackets, I just got into a rhythm. And once I got into that rhythm, it just started to click for me. Oh, yeah. Page 19. Big splash panel here. Like I said, Dan doing it right. Andy the chauffeur for his baby. You got this. Yes, I am a chauffeur. Somebody's got to take her to work. This was great fun to do. Once again, the big characters here. This chick right here, I really took liberties with the figure work on her. Oh, yeah, I gave her a bigger, poofier type of jacket. Let's just zoom in here. Whereas this guy's jacket was tighter because he's a hero and stuff. So his jacket's a little tighter and such. For her, I want to give her more of a bulky type sleeve on her jacket. So that's what I went with on her jacket. Thought it turned out pretty freaking cool. And of course, had a lot of fun with the way I did her hair and such. And her boobages and cleavagers. What? All these guys back here. Quite fun to do. Even this guy gave kind of different wrinkles for his jacket and such. Excuse me. This dude's face was quite fun to play with as well. Getting to the end of the book. Top panel, just the prison basically in the top panel. So Dan indicated lots of shadows. So I stuck with them. And then in the background, if it wasn't smoke, I kept the background entirely open to distinguish foreground and background. Love the city that Dan did. Definitely futuristic, Legion type city that he blocked in there. And of course, we've got this guy swinging down. So beefed him up, of course, to stay in character with the rest of the stuff I did. You got some of the Legion people coming up here trying to save the place. Excuse me. I think they're still in the prison. He's like, don't worry, we'll take care of this. Once again, this guy established as a big beefy dude, so I had to keep drawing him nice and beefy there. She's like, oh, I thought you were a bad guy. And then it's going down over the ocean, I think. And then, yeah, we've got the big panel here of, man, these ships are so nice that Dan does. Got the big panel here, the buildings back here. Got this one building exploding, falling apart. You got the prison island splashing down into the ocean. Some type of cruise liner here just to show the immense size of this place. So if people are on this cruise liner, that thing is huge. Had a lot of fun with these waves crashing. I make sound effects. Another boat right here. Yeah, these waves were fun. Yeah, this was fun stuff right here. This building blowing up. Let's see, is there another page? Yep, page 22. This is last page. All right, we're here. Last page of the book. Perfect timing. Ronald Shaw's in the house. Hello, crazy mad. Hail chat. Woke up today as AFC champs. You know it. Go Bengals. Andy, will we see First Man crossover with Comicsgate? Collabs with the Kings and their characters would be so exciting. I don't know. I think it would be fun to do a one issue, one shot book where the characters crossed over in an epic story, but I don't know. Okay, last page. Some dude looking through a gun sight. Dan did some lighting on the side of his face. I was like, that lighting works. I'll keep it. We see through the sight who he's going to shoot. This guy right here. Ha ha ha. He's going to shoot the guy. So, yeah, I pretty much kept everything. Drawing the gun sight was fun. He's like, oh, I'm here to save the day. He comes in and she's like, oh, double cross stab. So let's just see. So obviously you can see I redrew the face some to make him more shocked. He's like, oh, you stabbed me in the chest. That's painful. Ow, why would you do that? And then with the lady here, I sexed her up a little bit. Nothing wrong with what Dan did. Dan's a very solid artist, but, I'm a little different. So I went in and redrew her figure up some. A little sexier for the Blue Devil, because I'm pretty sure she is colored blue. So that's what I did. So that was fun. So there you have it, guys. A little bit of what the finisher's job is. I'll leave these up so you can see the before and after real quick. Blow this up a little more. So you see the before and after. So you can see Dan Jurgens' breakdowns on the left, my finishes on the right, and the job of a finisher. Going in, spotting black areas, adding texture. If the editor says it's okay, really doing some more redrawing and stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that, because when you do breakdowns, you understand that whoever's doing the finishes is going to put in a lot of their own style. Now, if the editor said, these are Dan's rough pencils, we want you to just stick to what Dan did. Don't redraw anything. This job would have looked a lot different because I would not have redrawn anything. I would have just inked it like it's shown. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. And please go back First Man if you haven't yet. First Man is still in demand. It is a 64-page fun-filled graphic novel. I'm bringing the fun back to comics, superhero stories that'll inspire you with fun, action, and adventure. No SJW crap, no woke BS in these stories at all. Just a fun story to take you away from your day. Calgon, take me away. First Man, take me away. Get yourself a t-shirt. There's lots of stuff you can get. You can get First Man Volume 2 with the Black Book. That's its own tier. The Black Book is an 8.5 by 11, 112-page hardcover showcasing my work. Been in the business 31 years, done a lot of work. Go back it, get yourself a First Man t-shirt, 10-color print on the front, monochromatic penumbra looking great on the back. Get that now as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I will check you guys later. Good stuff. Thank you so much. SDA, have a good one. Pastmaster Dan, you have a great one too. Everybody, have a fantastic day. I will catch you guys later. Until then, bye everybody.
Luke Henry, kicking Monarch's ass to the depths of space, is back on Earth, and now he's looking to save the world from the Fourth World Foundation. Sure, he had help from Penumbra before, but she's not helping him this time. He's got to face it on his own. Look at these four people. He's coming for a villain known as Adonis. He'll do it. You'll be there. Back it now. First Man 2.